All right, so I just want to talk about the way that I use quarterly theory here. Okay, this is the first free topical lecture. So this is where I'm going to break down a trade, I believe from not the 13th, but the 12th, right? The 12th should have been Thursday. Okay, so that live execution is actually already posted. Um, but I want to talk about it. Okay, so what I have drawn up on the schematic is similar to what you see in the lab execution, where we've seen a soup of an external low after a consolidation profile has set up. Okay, so for reference, this is going to be ES, this is NQ. Okay, so notice very similar price action along both of them. Okay, noticed December 12th, 2024, that lab execution, we have upon 9:30, we had a tight accumulation. 10 o'clock opens up, purges the low, and then displaces higher. Okay, this action here, when used with quarterly theory and SMT the correct way, I know most of you saw that execution and you saw that I had SMT drawn out, and probably wondered to yourself, there is no SMT on these lows that day for ES and NQ. I'm going to explain briefly why there was an SMT on those lows, okay? And it has to do with the quarters, okay? So a little bit of insight behind how I'm using SMT, okay? I'm looking not only for SMTs, but I'm looking for SMTs between ES and NQ within the same 90-minute cycle. Okay, so if quarterly theory calls for trading quarters 2 and 3, manipulation and distribution quarters, then I'm looking for an SMT between ES and NQ during quarters 2 and 3. Okay, if, for example, I noticed December 12th that ES and NQ are in sync, I don't need SMT on this purge here. Why do I not need SMT on this purge here? Okay, because there's often an SMT with ES and NQ between YM. Okay, the fact that ES and NQ turtle soups the same external low at the same time while both hitting a higher time frame PD array, specifically a 15-minute bullish PD array. Okay, that alone is my SMT, because what is SMT? Well, some people like to say smart money tool. Some people like to say smart money timing. I'm more of a smart money timing kind of guy. So that purge of liquidity, that turtle soup, ES and NQ, turtle soup the same low at the same time, followed by displacement. Okay, so that's the reason for the entry here. Okay. In our next example, after I go in and we review this on a real lifetime chart, in the next example, you'll see what I mean by the quarterly SMT. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop on our chart to December 12th. All right, so before we get into the video, I just want to talk about the True Quarterly Theory Mechanics course that I've just released. Okay, what you're going to get inside of this course is one-on-one direct mentoring and coaching, okay, where I work with you one-on-one for however long it takes for you to become consistently profitable. Okay, we're going to talk about my exact entry and exit mechanics. Okay, I reveal all the secrets to how I use quarterly theory for all of my entries and exits. Okay, proper risk protocol. I'm going to explain how and why I'm long-term profitable using certain risk parameters to maintain a consistent P&L curve. Okay, we're going to also talk in more depth about the secrets behind SMT and quarterly theory, where I break down and explain really what SMT truly is and how it's used with quarterly theory and the power of both paired together. Okay, as well as the live trading calls. I usually hold around 3 to 4 live trading calls out of the week, and then how to scale and take partials, and then all of that plus lifetime private mentorship access. Okay, and this is all for only $85. So for all of the value that you get within this course, plus the private mentorship, specifically lifetime access to that private mentorship, $85 is a really good price, okay, for the value of everything that you're getting inside of here, okay? So I don't want to talk your head off too much. I'm gonna let you go ahead and get back to the video. But if you're interested, the description has the link to the Discord where you can come in. And then under the Discord in the Get Access channel, you'll be able to see how you can get into the private mentorship as well as how you can pay. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of the video. Okay. So looking at the NQ chart here, we see Wednesday's price action from CPI has this extreme bullish move higher. Okay, so upon coming to my charts at 9:30, okay, upon coming to my charts at 9:30, I'm looking. Sorry, had to get premium and discount of the range. Okay, I'm looking for price to fall somewhere back into equilibrium of this range. I don't necessarily need it to come all the way back into a deep discount. Okay, an extreme bullish move like this, when we've had relatively extremely bullish price action over the last couple of weeks, I would just like to see, if we're retracing already, where are we retracing to? Okay, so that's going to be this imbalance here. That's right at the equilibrium of this range, this large dealing range here. Okay, so now we're going to zoom in even further. We're going to look at what 8:30 news release provides. It provides for both liquidity above and below. And this is where our model comes in to play. So we are going to drop down into a 1-minute chart. Okay. Notice in the execution, this is the low we wanted to see turtle soup after the tight consolidation. Okay. Price upon the opening of 10 a.m. soups the low while tapping into that higher time frame PD array, provides for a change in state delivery order block here. Okay, so if you didn't enter on the soup, okay, then you can enter on the change in state delivery order block. Soon as price closes above this candle's high, okay, price comes down, taps it, stops at the low, you're in that move. Okay, notice this is the range high. Okay, this is that high of 8:30. This is the low. Price soups the low. Okay, notice what's specific here and important is we soup the low inside of the manipulation quarter. Okay, quarter 2. We soup that low in quarter 3, where we're already anticipating distribution. You see how that works? We're anticipating Out of all of this consolidation, we're anticipating a manipulation lower, which is our soup, followed by then distribution higher, back up to equilibrium of the range and 50%. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I hope this breaks that down a lot clearer, going all the way back up to the 15-minute as we wait for price to retrace into our higher time frame PD array. We have that here. 9:45, 15-minute candle. We retrace. By 10:15, we're expanding higher. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to Friday's example, and we're going to talk a little bit about Friday's price action. Okay, so if we're going to look at December 13th, 2024, okay, the schematic that I have drawn up here, okay, notice upon 8:30 all the way to 9:30, we were in a bearish expansion lower, which my bet was this was solely a retracement looking at the 15-minute chart for this day, which we're going to take a look at in just a second. My bet was that we were retracing, okay, into a 15-minute bullish PD array, followed by then an expansion towards all-time highs, okay? So going into this trade, I looked right around 9:25 a.m. before 9:30 release comes out, okay? I'm anticipating to use 9:30's news release because we had no news at 8:30, okay? I'm anticipating 9:30 to spool towards liquidity engineered on the left, okay? So anytime there's LR, okay, or low resistance liquidity, okay, stacked on the left for my bullish setups, I love to see LR. That way I know upon the expansion, it should be quick, easy, and fast, okay? So what happens? 9:30, we turtle soup a low. Excuse me, sorry about that. While making SMT with ES and NQ. Okay. Now on ES, we also sweep or turtle soup a low, but while also tapping into a 15-minute higher time frame PD array, okay, there was SMT between ES and NQ on this day. We're going to go in and we're going to look at it on the chart, okay? But this is the schematic, okay? We have realized we're in a bearish retracement lower to fill a higher time frame bullish PD array for us to then deliver higher prices, okay? So let's go jump on the real-time chart for December 13th, 2024, which was last Friday. Okay, so looking here at December 13th, we can see we had a pretty defined new day opening gap. Okay, now if we measure this new day opening gap, we can see exactly where price retraces into. So we can see upon the open of the day, we're marking out where our true open lies. True midnight open. It's not going to work for today. So we're just going to mark it out. The dash line here. Find 730. Found 730. True open there. Okay. Now, if we're paying attention to setting up for a trade in distribution quarter, we're looking for SMTs between ES and NQ during Q3 of the morning session. If we look back over to Wednesday's extremely bullish move, followed by the open of Friday, we can see that we displaced above this high here, followed by a retracement. Where are we retracing into? This bullish inversion on the 15 minutes here. Now that that's out of the way, we can now look for our turtle soup, which is here. Now let's drop down into our 1 minute time frame. So we're looking for SMTs between ES and NQ. And I believe at this time, ES and NQ had an SMT with this low. Okay, so this low here on ES, we can clearly see ES takes the low. NQ, on the other hand, does not take the low. Okay, moving back to NQ. Now that we've identified where our SMT, notice what quarter the SMT lies in. Okay, right at the very end of distribution during London, we spot this SMT in the next distribution quarter. So, with that being said, upon 9:25, we see a soup of that low. We have low resistance liquidity stacked to the left. And where are we? We're well below the true open being 7:30 a.m. EST. For those of you on the East Coast, I'm on the East Coast. So we see our SMT, we see our turtle soup. So now we target the high up here, which is exactly why in the execution, you see me exit on this candle here. And I did not trade the second stage expansion. Okay, this is first stage accumulation, expansion, second stage accumulation, expansion. Okay, all I needed was anything above a 2 to 1 My entry was here. I risked 50 ticks, entering right around there, exited here. It's 4R. It was really 5R because my stops were at that low. So around 5 to 6R, and that's all I need. Okay, I don't have to hold every trade, expecting it to run for 300, 400, 500 ticks. Okay, I'm completely comfortable with consistently making at least a 2 to 1. Okay, 2 to 1 with one mini contract is more than enough. Okay, so notice we dropped below true open. So now we're looking for bullish SMTs as well as a turtle soup below the true open. Okay, this starts the entry drill. You can see from where we entered how quickly price expands and leaves that area. If you need help with targeting and partials, you can always use standard deviation, and you can measure out the manipulation leg, and you can see price retraces shortly after taking out the -4 standard deviation. Okay, so this is something you guys can practice. This is something that you guys can go back into your own charts, study, backtest. Hopefully, I've provided a lot of insight during this first topical lecture, um, as well as I hope you guys are paying attention. Okay, like I said in the beginning of the video, we do have the True Quarterly Theory Mechanics course that comes with lifetime access to my private mentorship, and it is all for only $85. Okay, so now's the time to take advantage of that deal, where inside of it, you'll learn exactly how you can become profitable and how you can start making money using prop firms. Okay, without further ado, I hope you guys have a great rest of y'all's weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.